with our rebrand and our new logo, designed by the incredible French Dip Designs. Check out his work. We're doing a couple of other new things. First and foremost, the merch line. You can see all of that on storymoders.com, including this shirt, and I promise this is going to be the worst looking one ever. This logo's way too high. They're a bit lower now, so they don't look this. It's a bit too high, I'll be honest with you. But the quality is great. Print design, as you can see. It's how am I looking? How am I looking? Vibrant colors. All of the different color variants are there. Solo colors, the multicolors, and then another couple of designs, some sticker packs, a bunch of different things that you can get from our brand new store at storymoders.com. The other thing that we are going to start doing, and it's not going to be a regular thing, at least right now, we're still kind of dipping our toes in the water, is some game reviews. Now, in the past, every episode that we've done has just been on maybe a different topic. We don't really review anything. A lot of times we're not even talking about some of the latest gaming news, but we want to kind of expand a little bit. We're not going to do scores, because who the hell am I to give you a score out of 5 or out of 10 or out of 100 or out of 17? I don't know. We're kicking it off with this very first review for
Spirit Swap, Lofi Beats to Match-3 2.
Spirit Swap, Lofi Beats to Match-3 2. Now, published and developed by Soft Knot Week. Full disclosure, they did give me a code for this game for review. But I'll be honest, I was probably going to buy it anyway. I mean, I'm a sucker for Match-3 games already, and the entire vibe of this game, the lo-fi beats in the title, just make this a very, very fun experience and a very fun time. But a little bit from the studio, from the press release. Cast spells, be queer, and crash the biggest concert of the year. Spirit Swap is an action puzzle game set in a lush, narrative-driven world of witchy demons. You play as Samar, a young witch who works the spirit-swapping night shift in the eastern outskirts of Damashq. A recent spike in spirits crossing over from another dimension within the borders of the city has them puzzling over what's going on. With friends needing help and a popular band scheduled to kick off their big comeback tour in Damashq, Samar needs to work quickly before the city is overrun with stands and spirits alike. Now, like I said, this game was developed and published by Soft Knot Week. Release date of February 3rd, 2025 on PC, Mac, and Xbox. So you can get this on Steam. That's where I played this at with this fun controller. But you can also get this on Xbox. Voiceovers, fully voiced over. I'm not entirely sure what the phrasing is there. Full voice cast for all of the main characters throughout the story of the game. Approximately 3 to 4 hours for the main storyline, and then there's some end game. And in the end game is where you're going to build up relationships with the characters that you've met during the story of the game. That is where I am at right now in my playthrough. I finished the storyline. Now, in the story mode of the game, every level you are playing against a CPU character. You have a bit of a cutscene telling you why you're interacting with this character. You're talking to them, kind of getting to know them a little bit. And then all of a sudden these spirits come out of nowhere. And the two of you are competing to, beat the other one in this Match-3. Now, the Match-3 gameplay of Spirit Swap is going to be very familiar to just about anybody who's played a Match-3 game. You've got spirits coming up from the bottom, and then when you can interact with them, you're able to move them around to get them to match 3 or more. The thing that sets Spirit Swap apart that I really liked is what they call spells. So these spells are different, essentially power-ups, where if you match more than 3 in a certain design, whether it's 4 or kind of in an X symbol like that, you can use these spells that prompt you to hit a button on the controller. Very, very hard to miss, honestly. It just starts blinking, you press it. And depending on what type of spell it is, something will happen to your opponent's board if you are playing in kind of a competitive mode. So with these spells, you are able to then affect your opponent's board. So one of them, you hit 4 altogether. It clears a bunch of spirits on your side, and then it drops a bar on your opponent's side, like a lot of other Match-3 games. When they hit a spell, it drops a bar on your end, and you have to go ahead and clear some more spirits to clear that bar and you're trying to survive long enough to, and this light is just going crazy with this zoom in, so I apologize, make your opponent's board hit the top, and then you win. And you have to win 3 games, and then you beat the level, and you can kind of move on. But like I said, each character has their own spell, and once you defeat them in the story, you can unlock that spell, and then you can equip 3 different spells that correspond to 3 different shapes in the game. So if you like this character's spell that only occurs if you have 4 in a square or in a row or something, you can equip that one. And then this other shape of the X, okay, but you like this other character's spell that happens there, great. You can equip 3 different ones that will just be on and active as you are playing the game against other characters. And if you unlock another one that you like, cool. You can switch those out anytime at your home base. But one of the things that puts Spirit Swap apart for me, personally, are the characters. Samar is just a fun character who clearly loves all of her friends. And those friends are fully voiced, once again, fully voiced characters. Everyone has their own personality. Everybody has their own quirks. Everybody knows each other. And even with only voiceover and kind of pictures, there's no like videos or anything, but you really get a feel for these characters and how much they love each other in this town, and how close everybody is, and how long everybody's known each other. The writers did a very good job to give everyone their own personality and their own voice, but making sure they all fit together in this world. The story mode interaction that stuck out to me was with a character named Pookie, who Samar meets, and she's talking to him and about some roller skates, and he offers to fix the roller skates, and Samar is asking him, hey, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? And in a lot of games, or in a lot of media, Pookie would just be like, nah, everything's cool, let me fix these skates and we're all good. But no, in Spirit Swap, Samar is asking Pookie, hey, what are you thinking of? And Pookie is just very open because of this friendship that is there. Pookie tells Samar, you know what, I'm feeling a bit down. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of my friends always come to me for help, but nobody ever asks me how I'm doing, and I just feel kind of left out, and I feel not necessarily being used, but I just don't feel good about it, which is very great to hear in a video game, and it's very great to hear somebody, even a character in a video game, kind of give those emotions and be open and honest with a friend, with somebody else. And then Samar and Pookie kind of talk, and they have a moment, and you feel like these are 2 friends that have known each other for a long time, that have made a breakthrough in this little interaction. And then you match spirits with Pookie, you beat his ass. But hey, friends are friends, okay? It all culminates in a great final scene. And then once you're done with that story mode, you go into kind of just extra mode. Not entirely sure, forget exactly what they call it, but you can just go around and talk to all the characters and build relationships. Kind of like you guys know me. I love Persona. I love talking to people in games. I love making the friends in the games. And it's kind of like a Persona, where you go and you talk to players, or you talk to the other characters. You get to know them. You build up that relationship. You can smooch some people if you want to. You can smooch everybody. You can smooch no one. It's all up to you. But all the characters are there. There's no one in the game that I did not like to interact with. Some characters I like more than most. Mo. But writing is phenomenal, and it is very refreshing to see writing and hear writing of characters in the queer space who are very open about who they are and who they love and how they love. These characters really just feel alive, and they feel like a friend group that I would love to have in real life. Everybody is getting along. Everybody has their own personalities that are meshing well together, but they're not all just the same person. A lot of times in games, especially in smaller games where you're not given 20, 30, 50 hours to get to know these characters, they can be very one note. And that's not the case here with Spirit Swap. These characters are very open about who they are, but they've got depth. You can learn a lot about them. You can learn who they are, what makes them tick, what they don't like, all of these things, and you get to know them as people. And it is just a refreshing thing to see queer characters in games like this, and I would love to see more of this. Soft Not Week, go ahead, let's make some DLC to Spirit Swap. I know it just came out, but what are we working on next? What are we doing next? We got more characters? But whatever you're working on next, you gotta bring in Meltycanon again for this soundtrack, because my God's this soundtrack, y'all. These Lofi Beats had me, I believe the term is vibing in my seat while I was streaming without even realizing it. I'm just kind of playing and I'm just, listening and I'm just kind of doing this. And then I realized, wait, what am I? Oh yeah, I'm just kind of dancing in my seat while I'm playing this game. This soundtrack is just so perfect for this game. And these songs are just so great. Whatever Soft Knot Week does next, hell, get Meltycanon on the soundtrack and it's gonna be another banger. At the end of the day, Spirit Swap Lofi Beats to Match-3 2 is just a great time. The gameplay itself is very easy to pick up, hard to master. It's a simple concept, the Match-3, but that doesn't mean that it's a simple game to make. And Soft Knot Week, y'all have knocked it out of the park. Once again, I really loved this game. I'm going to keep playing it for a long time. Just kind of, it's going to definitely be one of my comfort games. Everybody's got those games that you can just kind of throw on when you're not entirely sure what you want to play. Cool. Let's pop this on in the future and just do a few rounds of some Match-3 and then, just have it always be there. For me, it's going to be this and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. The only thing that I will ask for is a mobile port of this game so I can play it on my phone all the time. Actually, you know what? On the other hand, maybe we don't do that because then I will just play it all the time and not do anything else. But Spirit Swap, Lofi Beats to Match-3 2. Thumbs up from this guy. Peace.